Hello and welcome back to the Cocked Dice. In this week's video I'm doing another super simple conversion for my sister battle army. This week we're going to be turning this spare Adepta Superior I had into a Palatine. Palatine's a new character, kind of lieutenant style, gives a reroll to wound buff and can have the new, what are they called, Holy Orders? I can't remember, I only got my codex today. Anyway, so I'm going to be using this body. I'll take off this whip arm and just clean up this a little bit. I've grabbed a normal sister's backpack because I wanted to get this a bit more low profile, and then for the back of it I didn't have any symbols left. I've used them all on my sister superiors, so I've grabbed this, which was off a Indomitus chaplain, I think. It's off an Indomitus, it might be the lieutenant. It was kicking around my bits box anyway. That should do nicely to just mark her out on her back. We've got some purity seals. I think she's going to need them, and I've just realised I'm going to have to take her helmet off as well. That's fine, we'll do that too. One arm's going to have the plasma pistol in it, so that's I think it's a Canoness one. That, so we'll drop that onto her. That would be her right arm. Now in her left arm, I've got two choices, and I'll have to test both of these as we kind of go along. I'm either going to give her holding this icon out forwards with a power sword slung around her back somewhere, or I'm going to have her waving a sword forwards, pointing forwards. I've also got to go with a helmeted head. I did ponder giving her a bare head, but I'm bored of painting faces. My sisters, I'm so bored of it. From now on, all my sisters are always going to be helmeted, just because it's easier and I get the paint job done. So obviously the first part of this is going to be swapping out this arm and sorting out that helmet. So for the arm, it's fairly simple. You're going to find the end of glove, because both those other arms have gloves on them, and we're just going to cut back straight through the model as carefully as you can, because if you look this way there's a bit of detail here. We don't want to cut straight through the shoulder pad here, so we'll keep gentle pressure on it, really sharp knife. Just work your way through until you're pretty much there, and then we'll just go up from the bottom here, and not broken anything. Super. And then for the end of the whip, I'm just going to take the knife and run it behind the detail against the, what is it, the robe thing. I've no idea what you call a sister battle clothing. Does it even have a name? Don't know. There we go. Pop that to one side. I may want it in the future, and we'll just clean this up with a knife. Don't think it's going to need a huge amount. See there, it's quite a smooth area anyway. So just clean it up all over. Try and keep the planes nice and level because it's GW fabric, which doesn't quite follow any sort of rules of physics. And give it a scrape down. You should find this ends up really nice and smooth. Now, I hadn't realised this lass has a helmet, which wasn't factored into my original plan, but we'll have to get rid of this. So, pair of clippers, and we're just going to very carefully start snipping it back. Once you've got the majority of it out, we're going to return with our knife, and we're just going to start trimming this up, trying to work it nice and flat and level. Make sure we're cleaning it all up. You can see I've got most of it from under her arm. It's going to take a little bit of just knife work here now. Now where I'm coming to the belt here, I'm just going to cut it straight back to the belt. Try and keep that belt running around there, and then round the cape. I'm just going to work this in. Mantle, cape, I don't know the words for all these weird bits of clothing. There we go. Cowl. I think we agreed on cowl last time. And there we have it. With the helmet removed, you can see we've got a nice big open space there. That actually really opens the model out quite nicely, and we've managed to save most of the shape of kind of the corset, this cape, and the edge of the belt. We may have to find something to stick across that just to tidy it up a little bit later. It depends where the backpack sits on there. So really our next bit is going to be getting the body glued together, and then we're going to get the plasma pistol arm stuck on. I'm just going to level this. You can see this one's got a slight tilting it to just level it out a little bit. Drop the plasma pistol on there, like so. That's pretty good there, and then I'm going to pop her on a base. I'm doing this really so I can test what the other arms are like in a minute. Here's a base I made earlier. These are obviously the same scissors bases that there's a tutorial for on the channel. And if I remember, I'll link it. Oh, no promises there. She's standing a little far back on this one, unfortunately. I think just because the way the base is put together. Can't really get it much further forward. Unfortunately, I put some rubble on this one. It's just stopping her foot getting a little further forwards, but that'll be fine. So after a little playing around, I've decided I'm going to use the sheathed sword because this will cover up this bit of belt here. I can drop it in quite nicely behind there, and that'll hide some of that. And we'll have her holding an icon forwards. I thought adding the power sword there, it made her a bit too Canoness-like. She reminds me of kind of Canoness, or there's a pretty sure you can almost do that pose with a Sister Superior as well. So for this, the arm here is a relatively good fit. This is from the Canoness kit. It just needs a little levelling off on both sides, like so. I'm going to drop her head on because I know which direction she's going to be looking in, like so, and then pop it to one side to dry for a moment. Next up, backpack. This is a pretty big icon, as you can see there. We've got to just sort this out, so I'm just going to take a knife and just level off the line straight across here. So get on the top of the backpack between the two rivets and just cut straight across here to get this nice and level. So we've got a big flat surface to glue this icon to. You could, if you wanted to, drill it, though I think the connection is probably big enough that it's not going to need it. You can see there. So we're just going to drop some glue across here, and this icon can get added to the backpack. So there we have it. I just dropped the backpack on there. I've had an extra purity seal around the side just to give the book seemed a little plain. So that is how to make a Palatine out of basically spare parts for nothing. So another nice cheapy conversion. She'll be get painted up. You can see her in a moment now, and I'll add her onto my army. Thanks for joining us. And thanks for joining us here at the Clock Dice. Why not like this video and add a comment below? It really helps boost the channel. And while you're at it, if you click on the icon below, you can subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates as soon as they're live. Why not check out some of our other videos and playlists? You can click on the ones on screen right now. Take care, and we'll see you next time.